What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trave2323. Now, jack of all trades, master of none. I'm not going into the electricity wire with you, but I am going to talk to you about ground stakes. This is a ground stake right here, about 8 feet tall ground stake. Okay, so these normally get hit into the ground, and since my house is a 1910 bungalow, I had a little conduit coming out of here, and went into the ground and turned. It went down 1 foot, it turned, and then there was no pipe the rest of the ground to the garage, 1 foot up and into the house. And that's what the cable was grounded to, the phone line and the cable back in the day. So since I'm running the 220 line to the garage, I wanted to put a proper ground stake here, and I'll put a proper ground stake to the ground. Now that isn't the house ground, that's not the main panel ground in this 1910 bungalow. Our water inlet from the city is all the way in the front of the house, and the pipe from the water outlet in the front of the house is where the ground panel is coming through, all the way in the front of the house. They say it's supposed to be the closest to the panel, I guess in 1910 it wasn't closest to the panel, because we have a thick ground wire from our panel, which is in the back of the house, all the way to the water line in the front of the house. So I'm going to be putting 2 of these in, but I wanted to show you what I started with. I just did a post digger, because you're supposed to be a foot from your house, because if there's any like for the post or whatever, you can see where the concrete is. So I moved it over some a foot from the house, and this is where it's going to be going in at. But I started with, like, say that's a 5 foot hole already, so I only have half the pipe to get down. So I'm be running out right now. I just started the hole, but now when I get down, I can fill that hole with water and start hitting it in. So I'm gonna hit a little bit of it right now, and then we'll go from there. So see how easy it goes in, which I doubt it's gonna be any easy at all. I got what I call my Thor hammer. Now there's one flat top. Oh, it's actually not too bad. Oh, I really don't want to hit my hand, but I don't want it bouncing around. That's actually not going in too bad. If I run out of space right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet it down. This is a 2.5 pound hammer. And I started out by actually having about 5 feet taken out. I think I'll be able to get this in today. I thought I was going to do like a day after work. It was $12 for the ground stick. I had the post digger already. And one thing with the post diggers is if you're putting concrete post in, use this, don't use a shovel. Because when you're putting your concrete post in, that's all the concrete you're going to need is to fill the little hole. But if you're using a shovel, it's gonna double the concrete that you need. So if you're putting post in, get a post digger, don't use a shovel. So here I am still going away. I got about 2.5 feet to go over here, and it'll be in the ground. If I know I could get a good solid swing at it, I'm gonna go in. Boy, I lucked out. My son stopped by, took a couple hits at it. I got about a foot more to go, and it's in the ground, about a foot more to go. But I used this first to make sure I go get all the gravel or whatever there was, all the gravel, the excess concrete. I used the post digger first to get about 4 or 5 feet in, and then about after that I started hitting it in, and it seems to be going in pretty good. Now I could wet it also, but I'm almost there, like say 5 more minutes and it'll be all the way in, and then I can repack it. Now if I tried to pull it out, it ain't going anywhere. I mean, this is hitting the ground really good, and with the hammer it didn't actually mushroom that much. Good to go. Let me get it in, then I'll finish talking with you. All right, I'm about 8 minutes in right now, and I'm about 6 inches from having all the way deep. Then I'm going to fill the hole in all the way. I'm gonna leave this probably about 3 inches above right now. I won't fill it all the way in. I seen a guy do a pretty neat thing where he put like a cover over it where you can see it from underground and get to it, but it's actually flush. My back wheel for the boat comes out this way, so I want to make sure I don't hit the back wheel for the boat. I really do think using the post digger first really made a huge difference. It's almost level with the ground. Alrighty, there you have it. 8 feet in the ground, 5 foot with a post digger, and then after I fill this all back in towards the top, I might do a little bit something different. If you're gonna put in a ground stake, this is a 2.5 pound sledge. There's the post digger right there that I used. I went about 5 feet down with the post digger, however tall it was, and then I started hitting it with the sledge. I didn't even use water. Okay, I just got home. Here's the ground stake right here. I shouldn't have dug it in as much as I did, because look at this. Da-da-da. That's gonna go over it right there. So I'm gonna drill a little hole from the side right here where the ground wire is actually gonna attach and come through, and I'm gonna drill a hole upward, not downward, so water get through, upward behind here, because the ground wire is gonna go through here, come up here, and then above ground it's gonna go up into here. So this right here is a square like this, so after it's in the ground, if it's settled in there, you could just grow it down and it just looks like a drain. Ta-da-da-da! But it's gonna go underground right here, this bare 6 gauge, and I'm gonna drill through upside down right here, and then I'm gonna caulk it, then put it in through right here. More than one way to skin a cat. But this is the old cable wire. I don't know why I left this on, but this is the ground, so I gotta extend the ground also, but it's gonna go in the new wall that we're building right here, and that's gonna connect underneath also. Either way, I wanted to finish that up with you, and I got some more stuff I have to do. Stay tuned. This is 2-inch pipe. I couldn't figure out how to get this 2-inch pipe to a 1-inch box. This 2-inch pipe to a 1-inch box. Figured it out. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.